So I see a lot of people teach sales, but they're not actively selling. And I don't think you can keep up to date with sales techniques if you're not actively selling, right? You selling by text is the same as someone just saying to ChatGPT, how do I lose weight? And it just gets bog standard responses. That's not enough to motivate someone to take action. Otherwise, ChatGPT would be the biggest fitness trainer in the world.
On this week's episode of the FMA podcast, I'm joined by FMA team member Luke Robinson, who's responsible for coaching hundreds upon hundreds of fitness business owners to sales success.
Do you back yourself when you sell? Do you back yourself in your marketing? Do you back yourself when you get client results? And if one of those is a no, it affects your sales process. What are you doing on a consistent basis to train your confidence? If you're not doing anything, you're just going on calls, that's the problem. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. How often throughout your sales process are people believing in you?
We jam on all things sales. By watching this episode, you will make more money. Let's go. Welcome to this week's episode of the FMA podcast. Slightly different setup to usual. We're not interviewing a client. Today we are teaching, and we're teaching all things sales. Joining me from the FMA team is Luke Robinson. And if you stay to the end of this podcast, I guarantee you will make more money in your business and you'll help more people. Luke, just tell everyone a little bit of background on yourself and the impact that you've had in the fitness industry.
Yeah. Well, I think firstly, thank you for having me. And first and foremost, I'm currently selling every day myself. So I see a lot of people teach sales, but they're not actively selling. And I don't think you can keep up to date with sales techniques if you're not actively selling, right? In terms of like education, I've currently coached over probably 600 fitness professionals on sales, online coaches, gym owners, people from other industries as well. But yeah, traveled all around the world coaching people to make more money, close more deals, have a better close rate, and serve more people in their audience, I guess.
And there's a lot of people out there in the industry that are learning secondhand, third-hand your information and your teachings, right? Do you want to just touch upon that?
Yeah. Well, I think I've been in many a room with many a mentor in the industry making notes as I'm teaching, and then I see posts or whatever it may be just regurgitating exactly what I'm saying. But I guess that's the point, right? Like education's passed down from somewhere. But I think if you want the best education, you come straight to the source, right?
And this is the source. So let's just jump into these. There's 5 points. We're going to go over them. As I said, stay to the end and you will make more money in your business and help more people. So point number 1.
Being scared to sell. This is an interesting one. So we're at a time where consumer trust is at a low. There's more competition than ever. Online coaches, gym owners, Ozempic, more things in the world of how do I lose weight? How do I get fit? What can I buy? But fitness coaches, there's two sides of this, are scared to sell, as in, I haven't got the confidence, I haven't got the belief, I don't think I'm the best, and I'd rather grow my business in a way where I'm not vocal because I don't back myself. And then there's the other part of it where predatorish mentors see that lack of confidence and say, hey, I'll show you a way where you can grow your business, where you don't have to do any of that, and you'll grow this successful business. But the problem is most of those mentors sell that system on a call. So they're selling you a thing of, you can grow your business without sales calls. Let me jump on a sales call with you and show you how you can do it.
Contradictory.
It's huge contradiction. And unfortunately, people are falling for it. I think it's so obvious to see if someone was trying to sell me a thing of, grow your online coaching business or grow your gym via text message, let's jump on a call. I'd instantly see, well, hang on a minute. You don't believe in the framework you're teaching. That's why you're not using it. There's got to be a red flag here, but most people are falling for it. But I think when looking at this, it's also the side of, like I said, the reason mentors are doing that is they just want to make money, right? They've spotted people don't want to sell. They haven't got the confidence. So it's like, well, how do I monetize?
The mentor themselves is 3-4 deep in learning from the source. So they're not very good at sales themselves, so they can't teach it. So they'll hide behind, hey, sell by email. Hey, sell by text. Hey, sell by WhatsApp.
Yeah, 100%. I think if you want to grow your business past probably a few K a month in revenue, it's got to be off the back of sales calls, because you could be the best gym, the best online coach in the world, but if I spoke to Joe from the block, who's, he's average, he's all right, but I get on with him like wildfire, we have a great conversation, probably going to buy from him because we've gelled. He's got a good personality. He gets me feeling inspired. You can't get tonality across on text. You can't handle objections. You can't inspire someone and motivate someone. You selling by text is the same as someone just saying to ChatGPT, how do I lose weight? And it just gets bog standard responses. But that's not enough to motivate someone to take action. Otherwise, ChatGPT would be the biggest fitness trainer in the world.
On that note, like James Smith obviously had massive success himself, right, in selling to consumers fitness without doing sales calls. And now obviously he's switched for whatever reason to sell business advice to the industry. And he's pushing that narrative of you don't need to do sales calls, just give your price away, put it in your link tree, your link bio, put it on your website, write emails, sell by emails. And the issue with that is that you're saying consumers are just scared, and they've either got to have massive high intent, know exactly what they want, know that you are the solution to click that email, open up a Stripe payment page, whatever it is, input their debit or credit card to then purchase from you. And, with this narrative, and it's not just him, there's others saying it, sell by text, sell by WhatsApp, sell in the DMs, sell by email. So in recent months, as you said, there has been many business consultants, gurus, influencers who now switched to offer business advice. And their Facebook ads, their messaging in their organic content marketing is sell by email, sell by DM, sell by WhatsApp, sell by text. You don't need to do sales calls. Just put your price on your website. Just put your price in your link tree. And the issue with that is you're saying the consumers are scared.
Yeah.
They don't want to get burnt. They don't want to get injured. They don't want to waste money. They've got other options where people will freely talk to them and hear them out. And, they can then make a joint decision if it's best for them.
Yeah, exactly that. But also most of these mentors who are saying, oh, you can grow your fitness business by email, for example, have stories of them online growing their fitness business back in the day by spending 10 hours walking the gym floor and the hustle and the grind. So you didn't even do that to grow your business. You did the hustle, the grind culture. Oh, the YouTube video, me doing 8 hours on the gym floor trying to get customers. So you didn't even use the method you're selling to grow
to
your
newbies. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So back in the day,
you had to hustle. You had to grind to get it off the ground.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, if you're new in the industry, don't do sales calls. Well, then why did you? Back when you were
face-to-face sales.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Things change. Well, yeah. People are more skeptical. It's harder to sell now.
Well, also on this note, like what is crazy from everyone who's peddling this message that you don't need to do sales calls is the lack of social proof that they are putting out of their students, of their clients, who are ultimately, like, people are buying these courses and they're following the advice of the guru who's on the pedestal, and then like you just don't see any social proof.
Yeah. I'm never really one to look at like competitors, right? If you're an online coach or a gym owner, just if you focus on yourself, you will get far enough, I think. However, I want more of my competitors, and if I was an online coach or a gym owner, I would want more of my competitors to be scared to sell. I want to see you sell by chat, sell by email, because then I'll wipe the floor with you. Do you know what I mean? Every single person that you have in your list, I'll just speak to them. And then you're trying to sell them with your 1% email open rate. Is it 1%? Less than 5%? I'll speak to everyone. I'll win that game. So I want more of my competition to be trying to do this, because it opens the flood.
And what like blows my mind is if you had the cure for a major disease, would you sell it by email? Would you sell it by WhatsApp, by text, by DMs? No.
Like, you'd be screaming it from the rooftop.
Exactly. Picking up the phone, you'd be speaking to everyone, because not only would that cure like change people's lives and keep them like alive, like you'd make a ton of money as well.
Yeah. And on the confidence thing, I do get that. Like, some people, I've been in rooms with gym owners or online coaches, and I've said, put your hand up if you think you're the best in the room. And no one puts their hand up. And I think, well, you shouldn't sell your product then. If you don't fundamentally believe you've got the best product in the world, you should recommend someone to someone else. Why sell second rate to someone? I think you've got to, there's so many fitness professionals I speak to that say, I don't want to collect testimonials or before and after pictures because I don't believe in it. Well, firstly, that's exactly why that person bought. If I own a car wash business, oh, you know what? I don't want to show the clean car at the end because it might make the dirty cars jealous. Well, that picture is going to get me more work. but also before a sales call, you need to be looking at your social proof, your testimonials, case studies, to get the confidence to transfer that belief on your sales call. Do you know what I mean? Like if you've got no confidence and if you're just like, my product's all right, you shouldn't sell it anyway. Like, do you know, email's not going to fix that. Selling by chat's not going to fix that. You've got a bad mindset from the start.
I think look at the greatest entrepreneurs of our time. Look at the most impactful, powerful, leaders of countries. What they all have in common: the ability to sell either a nation or sell their product or service. And I don't know any entrepreneur, business owner that has succeeded to a certain level that hasn't been really good at sales, because they're either selling their product or service, or they're selling their team, and they're selling people inside of their organization the vision of what's possible if everyone executes and comes in alignment. So the number one skill set of any business owner, entrepreneur, is the ability to sell. Let's go on to point number 2.
More dials is more smiles. Yeah, this is a back when I was in recruitment, actually, this was, every office has like the cheesy pictures on the wall. This was one: more dials is more smiles. And I think we're in an age fundamentally where everyone, forget what we just said about being scared to sell, because there are a lot of people that want to be great at sales, and that's great, but then you make 2 calls a day. And what's the point of mastering sales if you don't fundamentally use it on a daily basis to grow your business, or, as you said, to scream from the rooftop, right? If you want to get your product out there, if you do have the confidence, you do want to sell. I've spoken again on stages and I've said, put your hand up if you do more than 10 dials a day, and maybe 10% of people put their hand up. And I just think, if you were worse at sales but did more, would you make more sales than the guy or girl who's great at sales but does less? You probably make more by just sheer volume, right? And I think this goes back to most business owners who are, online coaches or gym owners, focus on the wrong things in their business. They spend their time on tasks that they think are sexy for a business owner to be doing. Oh, sorry, I couldn't do sales today, Luke, because, I had to do this big admin thing, or, this needed sorted. And I'm like, well, that sounds great. You're busy for the sake of being busy. But how much money have you generated today? How much have you moved the needle forward in your business?
Or they put mass energy and effort and time into content production for it to get minimal views, not because of the content, just because the algorithm restricts. When it's, oh, you've got a list of 20 people that have inquired with you over the last, 10 days. Like, why don't you just pick up the phone and call them?
Yeah, exactly that. And I think the amount of times I'll do sales coaching, or I'll speak to someone and I'll say, we'll start talking about this, doing more dials. And it's always I know I should be doing more. Yeah. I know I just got distracted with this, or I'm putting out fires is like the latest thing business owners say. I'm just stuck putting fires out. Yeah, but you wouldn't have that fire if you just picked up the phone and made more sales.
And had more clients, had more revenue.
And had more clients and revenue in. Oh, yeah, I've got payroll coming up and, I've got to juggle some things. Well, you've done that to yourself. You should have sold more.
On a mix of this one and the first point, I think the first time we do anything, we're really bad at it. First time we tried to cook, spaghetti bolognese, or ran a 5K, or tried to do a front squat, back squat for a PB, versus like what we can do now. And it's the same with sales. So what you're saying is, mixing in with this one, repetition is key.
100%. Yeah. Like you always say, and I believe this, you don't lift the bar once and get strong, right? You don't just learn sales and go, right, sweet, I've done it now, I'm going to go make sales. I have spoke to so many people that I've delivered sales training to. I see them a week later and we do a role play of the same thing we just spoke about a week ago. And they just default back to what they learned. Why haven't you implemented it? It's because it's not their fault, they just haven't done it.
They're telling themselves a story of why it won't work.
Yeah.
Holding themselves back.
Yeah, or they learn it, think it's great. Oh my God, I'm going to use that. That's great. That objection handling thing's so good. And then they get on a call and then they don't use it. And then they don't use it. And then it's gone. And then they speak to me and they go, oh, yeah, I do remember you said that. But do you really think you're a successful entrepreneur if you can't even take training on board and then go and implement it over and over again? But then you're telling clients, you got to train more. You got to get more steps in.
Track your calories.
You got to track your calories. You've got to do more. But I can't do it. I can't do more dials because I'm busy. And it's like you're a contradictory in of itself. You're telling people to
Follow a process, follow a
follow a
system
process, follow a
that gets an
system.
end result, but you're not doing it for yourself in your own business.
Yeah,
Because you're telling a story that a narrative that you're busy.
Yeah, exactly that. And then even like the scared to sell thing, that would be like me saying, I really want to lose weight, but I'm scared to work out. Well, tough shit. That's what you got to do. Oh, okay, we'll just try your coat. No, get in the gym. Do you know what I mean? So again, you can tell other people to overcome their fears, but can you do it yourself?
What would you say to the online coach gym owner that's like, oh, I don't want to pester people. Like I've already called them 3 times. Like clearly they're not interested. I don't want to be that brand, that business that just, I didn't get in this industry to do telesales.
Well, what did you get in the industry for? Is the first question I always ask. Oh, to help people. I'm passionate. All right, well, do it for free. Well, no, I've got a family to provide for. Okay, so when you look at your family that you're providing for, how much are you providing for them with that mindset? You're holding them back. And maybe this is just a me thing, but when I look at the life I want for my family or for the kids, I don't think I get where I want on the back of me not doing the work. And I think anyone would agree with that, right? So it's hard because there's a fine line between hard selling, pressure, pestering someone and doing too little. But nobody gets anywhere near that line, is what I always say. Like you are so far away from pestering someone, don't even worry about it. No one's writing, maybe 5% of people will block you, but no one's writing your number down and saying, right, I'm going to track how many times Ben calls me from FMA. And if he calls me 12 times, I'm going to complain. I've called people way more times and I rarely get a complaint. And what's the worst that's going to happen? They say, oh my God, Ben, you've been completely pestering me. Can you stop? Hey, yeah, that's because I'm committed to get my clients results. If this is how I am before you're a client, imagine how I am when you're a client. You won't fail with me. Is that fair to say? And now I've spun this on its head. But again, most people don't get to that level. They get 50 leads in a month, call them all once, and then say, leads are dead.
Dead leads.
Dead.
No money.
They didn't pick up the phone. Now I need another 50 leads, and I need another 50 leads. Whereas data shows every lead needs 8 to 12 calls or touch points, whatever you want to call it, to converse back with your business. So if you get 10 leads a month, that's 120 potential dials or touch points. Most people aren't even doing that. So, do you know what I mean? Like more leads isn't the problem.
What would you say to the online coach or gym owner that's like, oh, this is all well and good, but I don't have phone numbers because my marketing is not set up to collect data of the phone number. So for instance, they might just do a boosted post or they might just do organic content. Or if they do paid ads, it's like send message. So it's like sell by chat, it's sell by WhatsApp, sell by text. Then, well, if you sell by WhatsApp and text, you are getting the phone number. But if it's sell by DMs, you're not getting the phone number. What would you say to that method of marketing and to that online coach who mainly does it? Gym owners have been conditioned to do the right way,
Yeah.
which is to get the phone number. It's mainly online coaches.
Yeah. Look, I do think we are in an era where like selling on, like when we say in like the DMs, I don't think you should sell your product in the DMs. You've got to sell the next best thing, right? There's like a ladder to go from cold to sold. You just followed me or whatever to buying from me. You don't just go follow sale. You have to sell the next step in the process. For me, the next step in the process of the DMs is data collection or booking a call. And then when they book a call, you collect their data. So again, if you're trying to sell in the DMs, you miss all of that. They either buy from you or you never hear from them again and you don't collect any of their data. You can't market them. But you need to have, I believe anyway, and I'm just in sales, right? But you need to have an ecosystem of marketing being pushed out in many different forms so that you can collect everything. I don't just want numbers. I want I want everything, right? Over time. That's the whole point. So, oh yeah, I'm just getting followers. Well, have you got a retargeting campaign going out to your followers to push them to the next step, which is data collection? Oh no. Well, there you go. It's broken down, right? And I know there are online coaches who have success running DMs, booking calls, and then closing them, right? Like that's a really good framework to follow. But when you collect that data, you need to store it, triage them, you need to call them. So I think there's, like, again, you've got to have different rods in the ocean to collect data. Most online coaches focus on organic and followers because they haven't been conditioned to pick the phone up in the first place, right? So
because the mentor or guru that they're learning from has pre-sold them on this is the only way to grow your business.
yeah, like I honestly think if let's say FMA burnt down tomorrow, I think I could take a few grand out of savings, say to Sam.
Sam's your partner.
Sam's my partner. Just bear with me, watch this. And I reckon I could put that money in ads over the next 60 days and I'd have a really hard time, but I'd just sellotape a phone to my head and I would just run an ad for online coaching. I would just call it really. I would just collect their data, right? And I think I would get further than Tom, who's posted all year on organic and daily, and he's focusing on wide shot, close shot.
Oh, I'm looking for 5 men, women who want to this type of post. DM me the word summer now.
If it was that simple to grow a business organically, there'd be a lot more people with a lot more money.
I think if human beings are honest, most people want to look better, feel better, move better, and the most important thing, have more confidence. And what we are selling as an industry isn't like a one-time purchase. Like if you or me were to buy a dream kitchen, unlimited budget, we would, let's say 100 grand budget, we can buy any kitchen that we want. We would probably go to 2 or 3 different showrooms. We'd probably trek into London to the highest end kitchen company ever. We would go to their showrooms. We would like maybe go to Italy where the marble was made. I don't know, like we would, the buying process would be long because that's the dream kitchen that's going to go in our dream house and be there until we, are 100 and we pass away, right?
Yeah.
So where I'm going with this is what we are selling as an industry, look better, feel better, move better, have more confidence. In my opinion, everybody wants it. Everybody needs it. They might not know they need it, but everyone deep down, if you strip back their psychology, that's ultimately what they want. So what we are selling as an industry is not this one-time, like slow buying process. It should just be quick.
Yeah. 100%. And I think more people than ever, if you look at the data, want that help as well. Like this industry saturated. Is it? Because the data is going the wrong way, I think, with health and fitness. People who are interested in health and fitness are getting fitter, but there's more people who aren't fit, do you know what I mean, than 10 years ago. So the market's saturated. It is if you're posting shit organic content 7 times a week and that's all you're doing. Yeah, it's saturated.
And that's all you,
because
the only
anyone
way
can
to
do
acquire
that.
customers is organic content.
100%. But the reason the data is looking that way is because the fitness industry isn't fundamentally doing their job.
Point 1 to mix in slightly, and final point from me, and then if you want to wrap up on this, we'll go to point 3,
sure.
is look at other industries. If I severely broke my nose playing rugby at the weekend and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't be on camera. Yes, I could wait for an NHS surgeon to look at my nose, but that's going to take 3 months. Like I need to go and see a surgeon in Harley Street like tomorrow, and I'm happy to pay 5, 10, 15K for a nose job. Would I respond to a surgeon that DMs me?
No.
Texts me?
Well, you would, but you would prefer the quick, hey, I'll get you in tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Can you do that? By the time you've had that conversation, the other one's waiting in the DMs, which, could have got the sale, but time kills all deals, right? So it's not that.
But it's also that confidence thing of actually speaking to someone. Then the chances of getting through to a surgeon are pretty slim, but you speak to the front of house, the receptionist team who are trained in sales. They know how to nurture someone who's nervous about an operation.
Oh, Ben, I'm going to get you booked in for tomorrow at 9 with our specialist nose surgeon, but it's got to be tomorrow at 9. That's when the next free. Can you do that? Oh my gosh. Yeah. So for me, of course I'll be there.
I'll send you our brochure, our social proof.
Yeah. It's just like you're then sold before you even walk in the door, right?
Because so many online coaches, like, their mentor, their guru and I know we've gone on to down the route of online coaches more for this point, but my mentor, my guru told me to send a GIF. This GIF always gets a laugh, always gets a reaction. It's like, dude, like no business is built on GIFs. Let's just be real.
Yeah, 100%.
On that note, if you're an online coach or gym owner watching, listening to this right now, I guarantee more online coaches, gym owners that desperately need help with sales. Do me a favor. All you need to do is click share, send this to them in WhatsApp, in the DMs, speak to people that you know in the industry, because I guarantee if you become better at sales, you make more money, and more importantly, you help more people. Let's go on to point number 3.
Confidence, certainty, and belief. So again, we've kind of touched on this, but this is something I think it's like a tonality, right? It's not necessarily what you say, but again, I speak to so many passionate gym owners, online coaches, PTs who they just sound awful. Do you know what I mean? They don't have that, I don't know what to describe it as, that grit, that thing about them. And I think to be good in sales, it's not enough to just say, oh, Ben, I think I'm the best at what I do. Do you know what I mean? Because you've heard that before. Or, yeah, I really think we can help you out. That isn't going to transfer belief. If you don't know this already, what sales is it's not a product. It's not a coaching program. It's not a service. It's a transference of belief. So I need to show you that I can help you more than you can help yourself. Do you know what I mean? One of us is going to sell the other one. You're either going to sell me on why you don't believe I can help, or I'm going to sell you on why I believe I can help. One of us is going to win. That's the only reason people don't buy, because I don't fundamentally believe you can help. Only 10% of objections are real. So I know if I don't, on my call, show you the pathway, but show you what's possible and deliver that with confidence, certainty, and belief with the right conviction in my tonality, you are never going to buy from me. So one thing I often say on my calls is we've got more undeniable proof of what we do works. And if you deliver that with the right tonality, you stare someone in their eyes, they can't not get goosebumps, right? And again, I think this goes back to, we've kind of touched on this, but do you believe in your product? Are you the best at what you do? Do you back yourself when you sell? Do you back yourself in your marketing? Do you back yourself when you get client results? And if one of those is a no, it affects your sales process. So even if you don't realize that you've got a client who's perhaps not getting the best result and they're going back and forth with you, when you're on a sales call next, you'll be thinking about that and it'll hold you back. You won't close as well, because when they give you an objection, there'll be one part of your brain that's like, shit, maybe I shouldn't handle this objection.
I think let's go back to the surgeon scenario. If I'm speaking to the front of house receptionist, or if I even get through to the surgeon and they're like, there's a kid crying in the background, there's a dog barking because they're working from home, the doorbell's going because they've got an Amazon Deliveroo, whatever, at the front door. Like, what does that do to me? I failed for the last 7 years. I've gained X amount of pounds. My confidence is an all-time low because maybe I've just come out of a relationship. I'm in a very toxic workplace, in a job I hate. Maybe I've had an argument with a close friend, a family. I know I need to change, but the person I'm speaking to is umming and erring. They're not giving me clear clarity on how I get from A to B to lose the weight and transform. And they're not speaking with conviction or passion.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we focus on education a lot, right? Even from a sales perspective, but we try and get confidence from, oh, I'm an MS, I've got a master's degree, I've got a strength and conditioning this, and oh yeah, that's where I get my confidence from. And that's what the industry has been taught. I think I see people like, oh, gym owners, oh, I'm going to send my staff on a nutrition course, which is great. But going back to your surgeon analogy, would you rather the slightly less qualified surgeon with 1,000 successful surgeries on his books, or the one who's way more qualified with none? Well, I'll pick the guy or the girl with 1,000,
Track
right?
record.
The track record. So fundamentally, throughout your sales process, on your sales call, and even when people are a client, you have to keep reselling them the idea of coming back tomorrow, right? That's why I speak to some gym owners, oh, my retention's 6 weeks. And I think, what are you messing up? Oh, maybe it's my front end to back end, maybe it's my product. Yeah, but are you reselling people on the idea of coming back tomorrow? That's what you're doing, right? But anyway.
Or are you vibrating at a low energy on your sales calls, in your sessions, around your thought process of your business?
You're just another trainer, you're just another gym, you're just another online coach.
And I think, naturally, maybe I can't speak for you, but naturally I'm introverted. And for this podcast, I bring that level up a bit. When I'm on stage, I then go to a higher level. But see me around like the office or with my friends and family, like I'm just quite quiet. I can't be extroverted all the time, but I turn it on.
Yeah.
I don't know about where you would sit on that spectrum of introverted versus extroverted, but where I'm going with this is you don't have to be this all singing, all dancing, like jumping up and down, like salesperson / business.
But yeah. Well, I personally think that introverts make the best salespeople because sales is all about listening, right? And extroverts don't give people an opportunity to listen. But that really goes back to this, right? Is that belief. It doesn't matter if you're an introvert or an extrovert. How often throughout your sales process are people believing in you? Don't worry about, oh, am I saying the right thing in my pitch or whatever? Am I asking the right question? Are they following? People don't want to be sold. They want to be led. Are they following you? Have you laid out the example? Have you shown them that there's undeniable proof what you do works? So you're speaking correctly. It doesn't matter about anything else, right? It just matters about that. And if you're bringing a bad energy, low confidence to a call, you could say all the right things, but it's not going to happen. And this goes, the actual education part of this is in your intro of your sales call, right? I've reviewed more sales calls in the fitness industry than anyone. And within the first 4 or 5 seconds, I know what level you're operating at. Oh, but you haven't even heard my pitch yet, Luke. I don't need to. I can hear you're a wetty. Oh, hey, yeah, oh, Ben, how's the weather where you are? Like, what? Yeah, how you doing today? Anyway, my job today is, I'm just going to show you through, I'm just going to ask you some questions. Oh, wow, everyone's got that script. And then if it's a good fit, maybe we'll work together. Instantly, you're like, what's this guy on about? It doesn't, hey, Ben, appreciate you've, got a limited amount of time. So do I. Let's jump right in. What's brought you here on the call today? It doesn't matter what I'm saying, as long as it's delivered with the right energy, right? And I think an exercise for everyone watching to do, and I know no one's done this, look at yourself. This is the most awkward thing ever. Look at yourself in the mirror and speak way more than what you are now. Kind of like you were saying, up yourself by 10%.
Just stare yourself in the mirror.
Stare yourself in the mirror and say, I am the best at what I do. And then do your intro and like over the top it. One thing,
sell yourself before you start selling others.
100%. One thing I really think about, and this is a bit gimmicky, 10 minutes before I call, I always like psychologically get ready, right? I like, you go to do a big lift and you're like really taking your breaths in. But I really think about it as like, like samurais put their bandana on before they go to war. That's what I think. Like when I'm going on a sales call, I'm going all in, I'm going to war.
Because you've got the cure and you've got the ability to change someone's life. So why would you not do that?
Yeah, but then deeper than that, this is what I was saying earlier, I've got a family and kids at home that rely on me. I can't afford to go and be less than 100% or 110% anyway, because there's people that depend on me. Do you know what I mean? So it's way more than I've got the cure, which I do. I do have the cure, but I need to fundamentally believe that I'm going to get you to buy from me so I can provide for people that need it, right? So that's step one. Look yourself in the mirror. It's really awkward and just overdo it. And then step two, and I read this from a book, go into a coffee shop, look them dead in the eye and say, can I have a 10% discount on that? And then don't say anything else. Do that 50 times.
But I did. Was I with you at the airport when I did this? No. It's a little secret, everyone. So I fly from Gatwick Airport, in London Gatwick Airport, because that's the closest airport to where we are. And be careful what I say. If you go to Pret, right? Pret's for the guys and girls listening to this outside of maybe UK Ireland, it's a coffee shop, chain coffee shop. And you just say, I forgot my airport pass. Can I get the staff discount? So basically, this works in every airport. Every person in that airport gets a discount from the shops inside the airport. And you just go up and they give you a discount. Honestly,
I will try that.
Try it.
Oh, that was on the way to Portugal.
I
was there. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't need the discount, by the way. But again, I'm just, it's
just practicing confidence, right?
Yeah.
Like I think if you want to get better at the squat, you follow a certain pattern of progression. If you want to get better at running, you don't just run, you follow a set progression. Confidence, so going back to the introvert extrovert thing, confidence is a trained skill. It's like when you get a new puppy, right? They've got no confidence. You almost have to beat it. You have to train it into them, right? And then they grow up and they sit when you tell them, and they've got the confidence to run off. And it's the exact same thing with people when, we're not too dissimilar. It's the exact same thing with sales. What are you doing on a consistent basis to train your confidence? If you're not doing anything, you're just going on calls, that's the problem. You've got to train it.
There's so much you just said in that last segment, which I guarantee will be recycled by many business mentors.
Every mentor is going to be doing dog emojis now. Like,
yeah. So just, when you see that on Insta, you just link it to Luke. We've got 2 more points to go. I think if you're not an FMA member, and what we've gone through, doesn't matter if you're an online coach, gym owner, doesn't matter if you're making 84K a month, which is $1 million a year business or higher, which we have many clients doing. It doesn't matter if you're brand new into the industry and you only got your certification like 2 weeks ago. It doesn't matter if you're at 10K, 20K, 30K, online coach, business owner, studio, gym, FMA can massively impact you with the marketing and then with this is the free stuff we're giving away, right? So just imagine the paid stuff. So if you're interested, just head over to fmademo.com, book a call. We are the best marketing agency in the industry. I say that with hand on heart. And I say it because success leaves clues. Look at all the other people in this space who promise you the next best thing when it comes to marketing, sales, growing your fitness business. How many clients do they have? How many clients do we have? How many trust pilots? What's that line you say about trust pilots?
We've got more Trustpilot reviews than people have active clients.
There you go. fmademo.com, book a call with Luke, myself, and we'll find out more about your business and if FMA can help. Let's go on. 2 more points to go.
Info gathering, yeah. So this is probably one of every part of the call is really important, right? But there's 2 things I want to discuss around info gathering. One is that people have got no idea what info gathering is apart from just asking some good questions, which ChatGPT could give you, right? How long have you been struggling with this for? Oh, great. It's the same question that every Tom, Dick and Harry has. So people don't understand the deeper level of what we're trying to do with info gathering, which is identity shifting, which we'll talk about. And then number 2, and I think the last point is objection handling. Some people are gathering really good info in info gathering, not writing it down and then not using it in objection handling. So I think the first point of this is people are too scared to dig too deep. There's this whole thing of like, I don't want to ask that because it might offend them or it might make them cry, which I'm not saying you should make people cry, but they do say where there's tears, there's beers, Ben. So there's obviously a thing there, right? But people are not going deep enough. If you're selling something that's, at Weight Watchers, how much is that? Like £7 a week. If you're selling something more than that, you need to do way more than just help people lose weight. And that goes down to info gathering. I want to hear about your family and how they're affected. You're a man and you've got kids. What kind of inspiration are you being? What kind of role model are they leading by? You've got a business or you're at work. How is that impacted by your lack of energy? How are you feeling about it, right? So there's a great saying, which is, bad salespeople sell logic. Okay. Oh, I can help you lose 5 kg. Yeah, so can Ozempic. Like, great. Whoop-de-doo. Good salespeople sell features. That's what most people do. Oh, yeah. I can help you lose 5 kg so that you can play with your kids. Great. That's like step 2. What do great salespeople sell? They sell feelings and they sell an identity shift. So I will help you lose 5 kg so that you can play with your kids, so that you feel like the role model they deserve finally. That last sentence is what sells.
And in that tonality.
In that tonality. But most people can't say that, regardless of tonality, because they never find out about the child or the role model pain. They just hear, oh, you want to lose 5 kg? Great, let me show you how I can help you do that.
£100 a month.
£100 a month. But then that's even too expensive, because if you want to lose weight, go for a run and track your calories for free on MyFitnessPal. You don't need me. What you need me for is the deeper, darker, do you know what I mean? You don't have sex with the light on, whatever it may be. But that's not even enough. How do you feel about not having sex with the light on? No one's got the confidence to ask that question on sales calls.
We're not advising that, by the way.
If it comes up on a sales call, ask it.
Yeah. That's not your first question.
It's not my first question.
Hey,
No. Yeah.
Sex with the light on. So many gyms, online coaches, they believe they have the best product, service. Their results showcase that. So they have a 5-star product service that gets people results, but their sales process is 1-star, meaning, hey, go to my Stripe link, my Team Up booking link, and then it's a great platform. It doesn't matter what booking system it is if you're a gym owner. Go to that link and just buy online. Come for your free induction, come for your tour, come for your no sweat intro, just pay online first of all, or just turn up for free. Why are you saying that's not the way to do it and you need to do this first of all?
In terms of like showing up for free?
showing up for free, but like this is mainly for gym owners where they're just like, yeah, prices on the website, just go buy.
Yeah.
Here's my link to team up. Now, like we work with tech day in, day out, and not, I'm saying team up because I see this quite a lot in the CrossFit world. A lot of CrossFit boxes use team up, but it could be any booking system, right? A lot of these booking systems, they're awesome for organization, for billing, for booking people in, but they're like sometimes a little bit difficult to like, create a password and set it up and all this stuff. And then I don't have my wallet and then I just like forget and then I can't be bothered. And I failed at the first step of going to book online through a booking system, or, the sales process is like, come and meet me first. But the prospective customer has got so much fear. They don't know where to park. They don't know what to wear. Do I turn up in like the latest Lululemon gear, or do I turn up in my old tracksuit that I do gardening in, or do I just turn up in my work suit? I don't know where to go. Don't know where to park. I don't want to go in and like meet loads of people. I'm super scared. So why is this so important as first interaction?
Well, two things you said there. The first on like the free, or coming for a free trial, like the top surgeon, you're not getting a free trial, right? Like the moment you do that, you diminish the value perception of your service. A free trial, what's that like? How bad is business that you need to get people in for free? Like you must be desperate. That's what I think. If I was going to take my kids swimming and they were like, yeah, actually you can come for free, I'd think, what, is it empty? Like you're that desperate.
Someone put in the pool, or the lifeguard's not qualified.
Yeah, what's going on?
The changing room dirty.
No. I want the more expensive one because my kid's safety's at hand. Like, why would it be free? So that's like such a backwards belief.
But this is a little bit of sales and marketing. But when you put out a free offer, who do you attract?
Yeah,
people that want free, right?
Yeah, people that aren't purchasers, right? And I got no interest in those kind of people. There's any market, there's those people like the free hoarders, right? But I think going back to all the way back to the scared to sell. Oh, if I get people in for free, I don't have to sell. They'll come in here and love it. But there's some fundamental flaws of that. Is that Sally, who needs help with her health and fitness, she didn't wake up one night overweight the next morning and she's like, what the hell happened? Like, oh my God, I need to go get help with my health and fitness. She's been feeling that way for, sometimes it's a lifetime. But how many days does it take to create a habit? It's about 28 days. Mary's been struggling for 5 years. Think about how bad her habits are. This is what I said about info gatherings and identity. You're selling a new identity, because Mary's identity, she is now, in her group of friends, she's the overweight one. That's her identity. Oh yeah, I'm the overweight one. Oh, I can't do that, I'm overweight. Oh yeah, I've got no energy in the morning, I'm overweight. Oh yeah, I wake up late, I'm overweight. That's their identity. Telling themselves that every single day. And despite that, they're still not taking action. I personally couldn't live like that. So you then want me to jump through all these hoops. I'm looking for a reason to fail. The moment you give it to me, I'm out. And I'll just carry on with my identity.
What would you say to the gym owner, online coach, that their type of clientele is aesthetics, it's CrossFit athletes, high rocks athletes, it's someone who plays elite, semi-pro sport, where it's not weight loss tied? Is this still necessary?
100%.
Why?
Fundamentally, regardless of what you're selling, people come on a call because they have an innate pain inside of them that they know without someone else's help they cannot solve. So most people say that and think, oh yeah, the high rocks athlete, they don't have the pain that the overweight woman does. Well, they do. 100% they do. What they've got is they've got an ego. I'm going to go to high rocks, I'm going to fail, or I'm not going to get a good time, or I want to post this on my Instagram, so I need the best fucking time ever. They've got pain. It's just a different kind of pain. And it requires a different level of questioning to get that out, right? It's like, I was speaking to someone who sells PT certs, and they were like, oh, sometimes I sell to people who are 30, they hate their job, and they're the easiest sell because they've got this pain. But when I'm selling to the 18-year-old who's just left college, living at home, they don't have any pain. Yeah, they do. What happens if that kid fails in life? How will he or she think about themselves? Hey Ben, you're 18 now, right? Yeah, what happens if you get to 25, you're still living at home, and unfortunately you fail with the first 6-7 years of your career? What do your parents tell you? Boom, there's a pain point. You're just telling yourself a story.
The difference between the 18-year-old and the 30-year-old buying a personal trainer certification and say the high rocks athlete and the person who's overweight is the level of sophistication, right? In terms of them as people, as buyers. But they still have a pain, and your job as a business owner is to find out what that is, because then it's tied to
Identify
the goals that they want to achieve.
100%.
Because the worst thing that a gym owner wants is someone just to drop in for a couple of high rock sessions. They go do their high rocks and you never see them again.
Yeah, 100%. This is like one of the oldest expressions in sales now, from like the 80s. I think like Neil Rackham or something, is like consultative selling, right? And I do agree with that. Doesn't matter, like you're talking about level of sophistication, but if they had the level of sophistication they wanted, they wouldn't be on the call, or they wouldn't have applied. So they're not sophisticated, or they're not sophisticated enough.
They'd be
They're
on
searching.
podium.
They'd be on the podium.
They'd be pro athlete,
100%.
signed by Puma. They'd have 2, 3, 4 coaches in their corner. So they're not that good. Like,
Yeah.
Don't put them in this bracket
I actually think the more sophisticated someone is, the easier they are to sell, because the more they understand the value of taking it to the next level. So if you deal with high rocks athletes, or people that are functional fitness, or whatever the buzzword is, they know more about why it's important and how good the next level is. They're easier to sell, I think, than...
What would you say to say someone who's sophisticated and they're like, hey, look, what's the price?
Depends on where I'm at in life and business. If I'm doing it from a complete place, and this will shock a lot of people, of I am the best at what I do, I'm not desperate for clients.
You're the gatekeeper.
I'm the gatekeeper. I just tell the price. I just give you a range, no matter if it's the start of the call or the end. And that goes against a lot of sales advice, but that's because I'm not desperate. And you know what? Not from it helping you change your life. If you're a price shopper, I'm not the right fit for you. I'll send you to one of our competitors that do £200 a month. This is for FMA mentorship. That's not us. Good luck if that's your biggest driver. So you could ask, like, well, hey, before I answer that, can I just know, is your biggest driver cheap or result? Because if you say cheap, I don't even need to say the price. Hey, I'm going to tell you I'm one of the more expensive on the market.
Let's rewind 10 seconds. Say it again. Guarantee another mental guru will steal it. But just say that again for online coaches and gym owners to use on a call. If someone says, hey, can you just tell me the price? Hey, how much is it?
Yeah. There's so many different things you could say. But look, Ben, I'll be completely transparent with that. But before I am, can I just ask, are you shopping for the cheap, or are you shopping for the best result? Because I can only help you with one of those. And if Mary or Ben says cheap, I say, great, you've walked into Rolex asking for a Casio. That's the mentality. Get out my shop.
But no, 9 times out of 10, no one's going to say cheap. No one wants cheap.
Some people might, right?
Yep, their budget is for cheap. But
what they might do,
openly say that, right?
Yeah, but what they might do is they might explain their scenario. Oh, I'm a single mum. I've got 2 kids, and then they start justifying it. Well, hey, look, I completely understand that. I know life gets in the way. If I could guarantee you get in the best shape of your life in your current circumstance, can you afford X to Y? And give them a range. If they say no, hey, is that a case?
That's okay, because you can't help everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Like most gyms or online coaches I speak to, they're 20 to 50 people away from massively impacting their business and being where they want to be. Why do you want to let 20 to 50 of the wrong people in? That mum, you might close her hard. She leaves after 6 weeks because she can't afford it, right? So there's so many different things to that.
But just let's rewind, because on a previous slide, I said everyone needs your service. They want to look better, feel better, move better, have more confidence, which I stand by. People do need to buy coaching, gym membership, and they're looking for a transformation. But then the gym owner online coach will be like, well, if I try and help everyone or spread the net wide with my marketing, I'm going to attract some bad people into the business. But my counter argument on that is that once you've sold them into the business, it's your job to continuously, and you said this already, sell them 100%. The next level and change their thought process around, like, oh, dip in, dip out for a 6-week trial, 4-week trial, 8-week trial. Your job in that front end offer period, depending on what your business model is to resell them the journey of the
and in fairness, she may become your best client, and then she's the kind of person that would refer. I put myself out, but this changed my life. And then you get a kick-ass story, right? But I think going back to that price thing, like if you're in that place where you don't need many clients, I don't mind front loading it a little bit. But let's say I was an online coach for a gym and I just opened, I've got no clients. I'm going to try and not give you the price, and I'm going to try and hard sell because I want cash in the business. So it's the whole, look,
catch 22.
Yeah, exactly. I first need to find out where you're at. We've all got the line, a mechanic can't tell you how much it is to fix your car until he's looked under the hood, right? Cool. Well, I got to look under the hood. What's going on with your health and fitness? And then try and, the problem is everyone who has been sold to has heard that line. Do you know what I mean? That's why I think being a bit more upfront, honest and transparent with your price is refreshing for a lot of people. It all depends. But I think going back to info gathering, there's a set amount of human beliefs. There's pain, pleasure, desire, urgency, and cost of inaction and fear of failure. There's like a few around that. But my job on info gathering isn't to ask you questions. It is. But my job is to get your current identity around these beliefs. I need you to be in the most pain possible, physically and emotionally. I need you to have the biggest pleasure possible, physically and mentally. I need you to fear failure, all of this stuff. And when I'm on my sales calls, I have these printed out and I'm writing down in all of the boxes, right? Because I'm like a investigator at the crime scene. And I'm having, if I miss one thing, or I don't go deep enough, or I don't search hard enough because I'm scared I'm going to upset someone, I convict the wrong person. Or if I'm the doctor and I forget to ask that one question, I end up cutting off your left leg, but it's your right leg that needed surgery. So I can't miss anything. So I need to know all the nitty gritty. I need to get in as deep and as dark as possible. None of this, you can't ask that question. It's too forward. It's not too forward. The doctor would ask. If you went into the doctor and said, how am I struggling with my mental health? They wouldn't go, ooh, I don't know if I can help Ben, actually. It's a bit sensitive.
Are you feeling suicidal? They would 100% ask that question.
But that's because they believe they can help. The only reason you don't ask questions is because you don't believe you can help the outcome. Like, that's fundamentally what it is.
Okay, last point on this podcast. Let's go.
Cool. Closing and objection handling. So we're just talking about info gathering. None of that matters if you can't do any of these. I hear honestly, closing, I do believe you can pre-handle objections. And I do believe if you do your sales call well enough, you won't get objections. But I also know that's the biggest lie. People tell you, oh, follow my framework, you won't get objections. There is no way someone has got away where you are selling objectionless. Otherwise, we'd all be millionaires. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's getting to the end. So if you're following a mentor or a sales coach, or you're thinking of buying someone and they're telling you, I will teach you this system where you will sell people objectionless, they are lying through their teeth. That just does not happen. The best of the best in sales are the best of the best because they handle objections the best. Like, that's what I believe.
So expect objections is what you're saying.
100%.
Doesn't matter how long you've been in this game, how good you are at sales,
100%.
you're going to get objections.
Ferrari probably get objections. Oh, hey, like, do you think you could wiggle on the price? Like,
hey, I'm away for 8 weeks on a cruise ship.
Everyone
I can't
gets
have
objections.
delivery, so I'll pay in 8 weeks' time.
Yeah, 100%. So this whole like objectionless thing, again, scared to sell, scared to handle objections because it activates your fight or flight. And most people pick flight. And I need to think about it. Okay, how long do you need, Ben? And it's done. Because that whole confidence and, hang on a minute, earlier you were asking me all these deep questions and now you're being a wetty. Something's not right here.
Well, let's go deep on that. I want to think about it, which is probably one of the most common cards people will play. What's the thing that you say around that?
It depends what I'm selling. For the audience, if I'm selling health and fitness, we'll just role play it. So
sounds good. I just need to think about it.
Cool. Just remind me from our conversation earlier, how long had you been thinking about this before speaking with me?
Oh, well, I saw, I've been seeing your ads for a while. Since I moved to the area, so like 8 months.
Cool. And what about your general health and fitness? How long have you been thinking about that?
In terms of changing it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's been a couple of years.
Cool. And you mentioned to me getting the confidence back so you can be a better role model for your son was really important for you. Is that right?
Yeah, correct.
Cool. How was you just thinking about this over the last 8 months of seeing my ad and the last few years of being stuck with your health and fitness? How has that positively impacted the vision and the role model you are to your...
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it hasn't.
Okay. So this is quite a big moment for you as a man then. But what do you think you need to do to change this on its head and finally be a better role model for your son?
Well, probably sign up to...
Now I've just put you in a corner, right? So that's like, I've led you to say you want to sign up without me.
Well, on that note, and I think people lie. They lie to their friends, their family, their colleagues, and most importantly, they lie to themselves. So I've just told you everything I want and then I've lied to you to why I can't do it.
100%.
And you basically box me in a corner so that I tell the truth.
But what most people do is they go, what do you want to think about? I know what you want to think about. You told me you've got a kid there that's looking up to you and your child's maybe getting a bit overweight because you're overweight.
Or yeah, that's fine, Ben. Look, like, we're not that type of business. So you go away and just think about it. And when you're ready, just reach out.
Yeah, but they're never ready. No one's ever ready. Otherwise, they would have done it.
It's like when you have kids. We both have kids. Like, you're never ready,
right? So, but what most people listening, they'll hear me say that and they'll say, I'd never say that. The fact I brought your kids up in objection handling, do you know what I mean? Oh, that's way too forward. I'd never do that. Yeah, but that's why you're stuck where you are. That's why I'll go further or I'll close more people, because here's someone that's telling me they massively need my help and this is why, and then I don't have the courage to hold you accountable. Do you know what I mean? So many people have these objection handling scripts and you read them and you go, oh, that's generic. Where do you fill in the gaps? What gaps? Yeah, but Mary's just told you she hates herself. And then she says she needs to think about it. And you go, how long do you think you need? She's told you she hates herself. You're going to give her permission to spend more time hating herself. If anything, I think I'm morally higher than you because I try and close her. If you let Mary go away, if I let you go away, thinking about your kids, or let's say I'll send it to you directly, you know, this isn't you, but let's say you were 110 kg, would FMA be where it is if you didn't have the same amount of energy, confidence, belief in yourself? No. I'd bring that up in the objection handling. Or if you're a woman and you were perimenopausal and you were so worried about how the next part of your life is going to be, I'd be bringing that up in objection handling. As long as I got all that in info gathering. But this goes back to info gathering. If you don't collect that data, you can't use it in objection handling. The whole gimmicky, cheesy objection handling lines doesn't work. You've got to hold people accountable. You just told me this. And then what you'll notice with what I did with you, always asking a question. I'm always getting you to speak to if I tie you in a knot, if I said to you, you need to act, Ben, because if you don't, your kid's not going to like you, you would say, fucking how dare you speak to me like that?
Hang up the phone.
Whereas if I said, how did you think this scenario will be if you don't, you then say
the
answer, and then I can use it because you've said it. So that's like objection handling.
Well, it's a bit like for those that do have kids, if you go, hey, I have a 10-year-old, her name's Maisie, I go, Maisie, go tidy your room.
No.
But if I frame it around a question.
Hey, what happens if you don't tidy your room? Oh, it gets really messy. Well, Maisie, how do you stop your bedroom from getting messy? If I tidy it, good girl, off you go. She's now come up with something that got positively reinforced. She's been persuaded, right? That's what objection handling is. I would say going back to closing, because closing's before objection handling, I hear so many people, not just in fitness, but I hear them get to the end of their call. And I actually think you've done a good job. There's no way you missed this sale. Right? They finish their pitch. What do you think, Ben?
Yes, it's all right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, where do you want to go from here?
Oh, well, you know,
instantly you're going to get you're thinking about objecting me.
Yeah, I checked my dog, parrot, cat.
The reason you're thinking of objecting me is because I've just put the whole decision on your shoulders. If you had the ability to make this decision, you would have done it already, but you've been struggling for years. So I know you've been struggling for years to make a decision. I'm at the end of my call asking you to make the same decision you struggle with in a really weak way.
So what's a better way to do it?
I would ask a couple of questions first. So you finish your pitch. Ben, now I've showed you everything about Luke Robinson personal training. How confident are you that I'm actually the guy that can help you out?
Yeah.
Cool. Why are you so confident? What about what I showed you gives you that confidence?
Well, just speaking to you now, I've watched a lot of your content, and I've seen the results that you've got people, and you just told me sort of how the process works.
Yeah. So side note, I just got you to sell yourself back to me.
Yeah.
So you're already taking the step, right? Third question I'd probably ask is, okay, cool. And why is now the right time? Why are you sure is now the right time to make this change?
Well, I've got a Hyrox event booked for London in December. So I'm doing it with my friend who's done 3 Hyroxes. They're a faster runner. So I need to step it up, my training.
Cool. Well, unless you've got any questions, sounds like you understand the value. You've seen all of our case studies, and we really need to get you on the podium at Hyrox or whatever it was. Okay. That needs to start now because of the runway we've got. What I'm going to do now is take some information from you and get you onboarded in the program. What's your email address? and I'll just go straight in and close. I'm selling the next thing, right? You would have known the price already because I've given you the price earlier. That's where I think it should come out, whether it's the start of your pitch or through your pitch or right at the start. I don't think wait to the end, because then you can't do that, because in your head you're thinking, how confident am I? Yeah, but how much is it? I don't know the price. So I don't want that in the end. I want to get that out of the way early. But with those questions, I've walked you into the sale. You've told me you want to buy. Yeah, you showed me the case studies. And then if I go, okay, so you've seen those case studies, so like, how do you want to proceed? You'd be like,
So it's conviction,
I'll think
tonality.
about it. It's like
leading the prospect.
Yeah, you could go to someone who's starving, right, and go, where do you want to eat? I don't know, where do you want to eat? People can't fundamentally, you're fucking hungry. You still can't make the decision. What do you want to do today? Oh, I don't know, what do you want to do? What? You just throw the question back at me. Like,
Table tennis.
It's just table tennis. Yeah. Whereas if you said, cool, do you want dominoes or this? Yeah, you might still get a no, right? Or what I think people actually prefer, Ben, deep down, is, Ben, you're really hungry, right? Me too. Come on, I'm going to take you to Domino's. I'll pay. Even if you don't want to go, you're now going. People don't want to be sold. They want to be led.
Can you sit in Domino's now?
You can, yeah. Oh, no, that's Pizza Hut. I wouldn't know. But people don't want to be sold.
Yeah.
They want to be led. So I'm leading you. You were buying from me.
Look, we've gone, I think, probably over an hour or close to it. We've dropped a lot of knowledge and information. So it's all good. This podcast, if you implement what Luke's just gone through, will massively change how much money you make in this industry. And therefore, it will change your personal life, it will change your family, but most importantly, your impact, and change more people's lives. Look, this is the free stuff, as I said. The paid stuff is even better, and there's a number of ways to find out more about that. You can go to fmademo.com, book a demo call, and we can literally just share screen on Zoom, show you behind the scenes. Alternatively, you might want to come and meet us face to face. So behind this wall here, we have a custom built classroom. I don't know of any marketing agency that has anything like this setup, or like a classroom in their office. So every single month, we have anywhere on the low side, 15 up to 30 fitness professionals come to our office to learn from us. It doesn't matter if you're a gym owner or online coach. If you go to fmaworkshop.com, you'll see more information about our physical workshops that we have for online coaches and gym owners. And then you also see further about information about our workshops that are online, our webinars as well. So two options, fmademo.com. If you're ready to go, you want to just share screen and we'll show you behind the scenes of FMA, how it works. And maybe you just want to date us first of all, I highly recommend coming to one of our workshops, either online or in person. And if that's the case, go to fmaworkshop.com. Luke, thank you very much. As I said, this is the free stuff. You could go 3 days without coming up for air.
Oh, you can't stop me. Yeah.
Sales. You've massively impacted the industry for the better. And thank you everyone for listening and watching.
Thank you.